But the difference, um, like, you look at Eastern Europeans in general and Western Europeans in general, you have a preponderant father's lineage in the East that's different from the West. So in the past, everyone knew how to figure out their ancestors always through the father, right? So when you look at genetics, right, it's called, you have mother's DNA, which is mitochondrial DNA, and then you have nuclear DNA, which is father's DNA, and that's called Y DNA. And every type of Y DNA is put into a group, and they call them haplogroups. And basically, you can see a code, like each group of people has a particular code that they're stamped with, you know. And just to cut to the chase, in the West it's R1B, and in the East it's R1A, right? And R1A is the exact same bloodline as the Scythians, right? And R1B is basically a Roman bloodline, and so that's the genetic aspect of it. So our roots, even though we have this facade that was given to us, a few hundred years ago of Western society through medieval Western feudalism and Catholicism and all that, the roots do not go back to the West at all. The roots go back to Scythia, and the blood and the history goes back to Scythia. The West, their blood and their history and their roots go back to Rome. And when you look how Rome was founded, because initially Europe was settled by the sons of Japheth. So Germany, for instance, there used to be Goths in Germany, and Goths are the same thing as Vikings, and those are the sons of Gomer, right? Those are the original Germans. So when the Romans moved into the Gaulish lands, like France, Germany, they basically exterminated the indigenous Japhetic people, and they replaced them with their own people for the most part. You still have remnants in the DNA, but I'm just talking in general terms. Right. And a lot of those people fled way up into Scandinavia, and that's the only place they exist now. It's like way up in northern Scandinavian countries. So the original Germans are not really there anymore, and so that's kind of the history of the Roman Empire, is they supplanted the original people. What was I going to say? With the Romans, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
When you look at their origin, like, because we come from Japheth, right? The Romans came from Shem. So they're actually like totally divergent bloodline from us. They're not even in our group, totally different people. But we have similar looks because we've lived in close contact. So
go ahead. No, I was going to get into that. Like, can you differentiate at all as far as the physical?
Yeah, we have different bone structure in our faces and stuff, and you can tell if you because I study anatomy a little bit for illustration.
I can always tell.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell there's just different bone structure we have in our faces in general.
I think we're much better looking, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we have like everything's pointier. Like our jawbones are pointier, our cheekbones are pointier, our chins are pointier, our noses are pointier.
Women are a lot hotter.
Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, but the reason we look kind of similar is just because there was some overlap, in the genetics through war, slavery, or just contact over thousands of years. And also the giants, some of the giant tribes lived amongst us in the past and amongst the other sons of Japheth, and they were white. That was just how they were for whatever reason. So they tended to change how we looked. But when you look at people in like Kazakhstan and stuff like that, they're closer to how we originally looked. They're more Asiatic still, but they have the same blood though as us.
The Kazakhs, right?
Yeah, they were Scythians too.
Do you think that we're being wiped out completely, and you think we're going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to genetically identify specifically us anymore, and we're just going to be so intermixed?
No, not now anyway. Not yet. Not with like other kinds of people. I mean, Eastern Europe's pretty homogenous, and we're pretty like loyal at least within our own little countries, we're pretty loyal to our own women, and you know what I mean. Like,
Definitely, I definitely know what you mean, man. A lot of that's going on in Western Europe, though, man. Intermixing, which I don't know. I don't think I could care less, man.